I am Alexandra Brooks, the president of our Student Government Association here at Cal U. I would like to quickly review the information you were given at check-in before we start. In the staple packet you received at check-in, you'll find information on Vulcan Village Free Rental Incentive, TRAIT, our Threat Response Assessment and Intervention Team, Mission Day, which we held on October 24th, SABUG, which is our Student Activities Board and Underground meetings, Student Government meetings, Food Talk meetings, STD testing through our Wellness Center, information on who's who among students in colleges and universities, and Distinguished Service Award nomination criteria and deadlines, and the Sex Ed Boot Camp held through our Wellness Center. There is also an individual flyer for information for our Homecoming Week, which begins next week. Be sure to check out the Homecoming website so you don't miss all the fun activities that are scheduled for our holidays homecoming. Please refer to the contact information on each flyer or brochure for more information. Now it is my honor to introduce and welcome our University President, Geraldine Jones.
Good morning. Oh, let's try it again. Good morning. Oh, that's better. Okay. And as I stand here before you today, and I look upon all of you, our students, I'm reminded about what a great university Cal U is. And that is due in large part to all of you. Each of you bring your own experiences, thoughts, and ideas to this university community. Your contributions and involvement do much to stimulate a scholarly as well as a collegial environment. So I ask that you continue to be involved in your university. And this is a nice showing of our students here today. When I first got up here, I started to ask all of you to move closer to the front, but that's okay. This is where you decided to sit, and we can handle that. And if you decide throughout this presentation, this morning you want to move a little closer, I welcome. And I can say with great pride that I'm very pleased to have the privilege of serving as the acting president at Cal U during this time in our history. We have been through some trying times, and we have some serious situations to deal with. But Cal U must respond to the challenges of a changing world if we are to remain a vibrant and strong institution. Our challenges are real, but they are not insurmountable. While we deal with the 8 issues that are facing us, please know that all of us are very much aware of the main purpose we, as administrators, faculty, and staff, have here at Cal U to serve our students and ensure that you receive an exceptional academic experience here. With that in mind, our primary goal for this year is to focus our attention on our core mission, and that is the academic education of you, our students. 2 other main goals include stabilizing our enrollment and instituting financial solvency principles. I want you to know that our immediate concern is to try and control as much as we can the fees charged to you as students here. We know the burden that you bear regarding the high cost of tuition and fees. While tuition is set by the Board of Governors of the Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education, fees are established by each of the 14 state universities. In an effort to provide some small relief to you, we reduced some fees for the fall 2012-2013 academic year. One was the Student Association Incorporation fee, SAI. That fee was reduced by $40, a savings of 8%. Second, the parking fee for Tier 1 and Tier 2 lots was reduced by $100, a 30% reduction. And 3, the student leadership fee has been eliminated, saving an additional $74. We're looking very, very carefully at additional cost-cutting measures that will help you, our students. We have also worked diligently on the 4-year graduation plan. We know it is important for you to graduate in 4 years. So we have reviewed the plan and the process, and we are making headway in that regard. I would encourage each student to stop by the Office of Student Retention and Success to discuss your coursework and 4-year plan with the experienced staff in that office. And at this time, I'm going to ask Dr. Dan Engstrom to stand, and he is the Associate Provost in the Office of Student Retention and Success, is his area here. So get to know this individual and his staff. Okay, Dr. Engstrom, thank you. As always, these services are in place to assist you and give you the very best opportunity to succeed. As we continue throughout this academic year, I will continue to forward messages of information and importance to you about the university community. And I'm a firm believer in open communication. And it is important that all of us are aware of what is happening at Cal U. I will not only talk about the good things here at Cal U, and there are many, many good things here at Cal U, but I want to be open in our challenges and our opportunities, and in how we need to deal with them. All of us gathered here in this room have a vested interest in what goes on here at our university. This great institution belongs to all of us. All of us. And it will take all of us to continue to move Cal U forward. I want you to be able to hear from me today, and I want to be able to hear from you and answer questions. Okay? Because this convocation is about you. So at this time, I'm going to conclude my formal remarks for this presentation. But before we get to the next portion of this convocation, I'd like to have each university vice president seated here to my left. They're going to come up to the podium and they are going to give a very, very brief introduction of themselves and a summary of their responsibilities. Sometimes you may have a question or a concern and you aren't quite sure who should be the individual to direct or answer that question. So I think it is important that you are familiar with these various administrative areas here on our campus. So at this time, what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask that Dr. Bruce Barnhart, the acting provost, be the first to come to the podium, introduce himself, and tell you about his area. And everyone is going to be brief because what we want to do is to hear questions that you may have. And all of us here are here today to address questions of you. And there are other staff in the audience. I just introduced Dr. Engstrom, and here's Associate Provost Dr. Sheffield here. So, and the Associate VPs and staff from the other areas on campus. Pay attention because your VPs may throw the question out to you for further assistance on a question. All right, so at this time, Dr. Barnhart.
Thank you, President Jones. My name is Bruce Barnhart. I am the acting provost, acting vice president for academic affairs. So we like to say in academic affairs, we're the reason we hope that you're here. You came here to get an education, and so academic affairs, we handle everything about the educational program here at the university. So reporting to our office in Dixon on the 3rd floor is where our office is located, the Office of Academic Affairs. But reporting to us are the deans of the 3 undergraduate colleges. So whether you're in the science and technology, or the Everly College of Science and Technology, or liberal arts, or the College of Education and Human Services. Your dean reports to us in academic affairs. If you're a graduate student, Dr. Kamasic, the dean of the Graduate School of Graduate Studies and Research, also reports to the Office of Academic Affairs. And if we were able to show you a hierarchy, then under each dean are the individual academic departments and all the department chairpersons and all the faculty. So typically, when you have an issue or a question or a problem, it's probably best to start with your advisor in your major area and then working your way up the chain of command to the department chair, the dean, and then the provost's office, the Office of Academic Affairs. One thing that I want to extend to you as the acting provost is that we're here to help you. And another area that, as you've already heard, that reports to us is the Office of Student Success, the Office of Student Retention and Success. I think I got that right. With Dr. Enstrom. And again, all of us, our mission is to help you be successful. And I think you've heard that already this morning. But we want to be of all help and assistance that we can. So without being long-winded on this, if it's an academic issue, you're going to be think about academic affairs and your department, your chair, your dean, and the provost's office. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Bob Thorne. I'm the Vice President for Administration and Finance. Some of you may wonder, well, what does that really entail? There are about 15 different areas that report to our division. We just run through those very quickly so that you may have a sense of those areas. And all of you are impacted by many of these areas on a daily basis. The Accounting Controller Office, this is the office that handles really the finances here at the university. Our Accounts Payable Office, which actually pays the bills at the university. Administrative Services, which handles our transportation area and other support services regarding travel and inventory control. Our Office of Budget, which helps to determine our budgetary goals and keeps us on track on a monthly, daily, and annual basis. Our Bursar's Office, which all of you have come in contact if you have to pay your student bill. Our Campus Police, on our campus, conferencing services, which are housed in the Convocation Center, environmental health and safety, facilities management. That includes our grounds crew, our custodians, our trade shops. All of the capital projects that you see on this campus are facilitated through that office and report through the Administration and Finance area. The Financial Aid Office, Human Resources Office, we used to call it Personnel Office, Parking and Transportation, our Payroll Office, so if you're a student employee, you work with that office and receive your check on a bi-weekly basis. Our Purchasing Department, our University Architect, and then we also have a company that is managing the Convocation Center from a promotion and event planning perspective. So those are all the areas that report directly to me. If you have any concerns or questions in those areas, please feel free to let me know. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Craig Butzstein, the Vice President of Marketing and University Relations. And our area isn't as wide as Bob's. So we only have three things, so there's only three things I have to remember. First of all is marketing, which we do the external marketing for the university. So you'll see any of the TV commercials, the radio ads, some of the newspaper print like that. That would be the marketing side. Then the public relations side. Public relations side, a lot of you, I know we've been in contact with because you have so many great stories to tell. So that's what we really love to do, is tell the great stories of the students we have here, as well as the faculty. The other part of PR sometimes are the things that aren't so great, and then we have to deal with those as well. But I have to say that so far this year, you guys are great as far as that. We haven't had to deal with too many of that, but if there is an incident that comes up, we have to deal with the press in that as well. And the third part's the web, the university website. And in the university website, what we try to do is we bring together the information of this university as well as external sources as well. If you've seen this year, we actually made a little change in our website, and we have more focus on programs and, once again, on the students. So those are the three areas that we deal with. We deal with all the way across the university. Guys, I really have to thank you for the second of telling us, because you have given us so many great stories. That's usually what our problem is to go through that big stack of them and figure out which ones we can pull out for the magazines and the web and stuff. But we'll keep working on that.
So thank you.
Hello, I am Nancy Pinardi, and I'm the Interim VP for Student Affairs. Provost Barnhart talked about academic affairs. We are student affairs, and we deal with support services and activities within student life. I have a list here of the many things that we do. We are a very big division. Our main location is across from the Gold Rush in the Student Affairs office, but there are many other offices on campus that are related to student affairs. Housing and residence life, multicultural affairs, which includes international students, women's center, veterans affairs, GLBT, and the Safe Zone, student activities, of course, student leadership and civic engagement, rec services, health center and wellness, counseling center, office for students with disabilities, student conduct, student exchange, media services, student association, which of course incorporates many of you who are involved in clubs and organizations and student government, great organizations, auxiliary services, which is dining services, bookstore, and vending, of course athletics. Something else that our office deals with that may be of interest to you is the main office that I talked about across from the Gold Rush is class absences or medical issues, medical withdrawals. If you have to leave school for a short time and you have proper documentation, we can assist in contacting your professors so that you can have a smooth return whenever you do come back to class. So please don't hesitate to stop in the main student affairs office or any of our offices for support or activities. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Sharon Devoni, and I am Interim Vice President of Development at Cal U for Life. And I'm a little biased here. I like to think that I have the funnest job of all because I get to work with you as students, as does my team, work with you throughout your collegiate career, and hopefully when you graduate on that day that you all look forward to, then you become alumni and we get to engage you in an even further lifelong relationship. We are responsible for, as you know, many of you are aware of Cal U for Life, and we are building and encouraging those relationships through this program of Cal U for Life, Time, Talent, and Treasure, Awareness and Appreciation. And we do this not only with you as students while you are in your program, but we are also engaging alumni externally as a way to bring them back under this brand and a wonderful umbrella that we call Cal U for Life. And in case you didn't know that, we have about 55,000 alumni that we're trying very aggressively to bring them back to meet you, push you out as alumni, and have Cal U for Life kind of meet somewhere in the middle. And so the Cal U for Life piece of our department, I think each and every one of you in this room is aware of the Cal U for Life brand, has touched you in some way. We have a presence not only at the Cara Alumni House for our staff, we also have a presence in Old Main, so we're visible in that regard. Now, the other aspect of the work that we do, the development piece, is really the treasure component of Time, Talent, and Treasure. So we work with alumni, with parents, in ways to show their appreciation through an investment. And many of you probably are recipients of scholarships. And so we hope that that is a way of you paying it forward when it comes your time when you are an alum. So we are about engaging and building relationships, and your involvement now also leads to an involvement later on. And so we are here, as I mentioned, our visibility at Cara and Old Main. If you have questions about resources for scholarships, if you have questions about how your parents might become involved, and if you are looking for opportunities to volunteer and become an ambassador, we would welcome that as well. So thank you so much.
Morning, everyone. My name is Chuck Mance. I'm the Vice President for University Technology Services here. My group is responsible for all the technology that you use in your classrooms, the Wi-Fi network, the voice and data networks, and other computing systems and labs on campus. We have a help desk in the second floor of NOS for student support. We also support the instructional computing facility labs in NOS and the the print lab there as well. My office is in the basement of Mandarino. If you have any suggestions, questions, concerns about your technology solutions on campus, please don't hesitate to give me a shout via email or give me a call. Stop by my office. We also have a large number of work study students and GAs we use throughout the year. So if there's interest in working with the technology teams, please don't hesitate as well to stop by either in NOS, the help desk in NOS, and see Eric Cartman, runs these services in that area, or my office in the basement of Mandarino. Okay, thank you very much.
That concludes our formal presentation, and now it is time for your questions. We have staff members walking around the room with microphones. If you have a question that you'd like to ask, just raise your hand. They will come to you and you can ask your question.
To the leadership, no, the Covey training is still taking place. It will be going on. But the 7 habits, that is still going to take place. We're talking about the Leader for Life, and last year was the first year for that. I'm not sure if that's answering your question or not. I didn't hear the tail end. Okay.
Hello, my name is Ronald Taylor, and I was listening to everyone speak earlier, and they all mentioned things dealing with the students. So I just wanted to ask each of you, what are your plans to retain students to actually finish their whole 4 years at County moving forward?
Okay, wonderful. I'm going to turn the mic over to the provost, and that's an area that falls under him.
Yes, and thank you for that question. We have a variety of programs in place to try to improve and retain our students and improve our retention rate. Dr. Dan Engstrom is here from the Office of Student Retention and Success, and I'll ask him to comment on a couple of those programs.
A couple of the things that we're doing, we have a program called Academic Healthy Youth for students who are in academic learning, PASS program for students who are in academic probation. We're also starting to do some things called peer-led study. You're going to be hearing more about that so that students can continue to improve in their courses. I also have a proposal out to the deans and provosts to really rethink how we do registration for spring so that students can get classes when they need to get them, so that our schedule is accommodating to students, so we have the best schedule. You're going to see a survey coming out probably within the next week asking you when are the best times to have classes, what are the best days to have classes, so we can better work our schedule. We also I'm working on improving the needs list, and one of the things that I've come to find out in my 3 months on this job is that when students left for the spring semester over winter break, they didn't know if they got the classes or if they got the classes, and they're kind of left in limbo. Our plan is that if you submit a needs list request by the end of November, by December 5th, before you leave for vacation, you will know if you got the class or didn't get the class. And if you don't get the class, we're going to offer you alternatives on how to meet your needs. So we're looking at every aspect so that students can make sure they're getting what they need. Also, the 4-year graduation plan for incoming freshmen. We've revamped that program to make that more student-friendly and also make it more easier to manage so that we can make sure students are graduating in the correct time. I said in a meeting this morning, my way I operate is just because we've always done it that way doesn't mean we have to, and so I'm really taking a full look at things that we do with student retention.
How you doing? Jay Sean, president of the Underground Cafe. My question really wasn't a burning desire of what's going on with the campus, but it was a more personal question for you all to get to know you better. What about Cal U inspires you to come to work every day and do your job to the best of your ability?
I'm holding the microphone, so yeah. I've got to say that, one, serving the students. I'm a Cal U alum from 1983, and couple other times as well. So, again, I really love the university. It's been awfully good to me, and I want to give something back every day. And again, serving the students is what I really like to do. My door is always open. Everybody that walks in my door, I try to help them. And that keeps me coming to work. The other thing too is the wonderful people here at the university. Everyone that I work with at the university, I mean, just everyone. It's just wonderful to work with. The administration team that you see here are a wonderful group to work with. And I got to tell you, that starts at the top with Acting President Jones.
I would like to say, reiterate a little bit what Dr. Barnhart has indicated. I mean, I'm here because of you. That's why we all exist. Without you, this university doesn't exist. My son just graduated from Cal U last year, so I'm a proud parent of a Cal U student. And we have a daughter who's 16 who will be coming here. She has only one choice, California University. Not because she gets a tuition benefit. I think there's much more here in California. And I believe that, wholeheartedly. I've been here for almost 20 years. I was the director of financial aid for almost 17 years. So I work with students on a daily basis in that capacity. And I like the idea every day that I make a difference in somebody's life, whether it's a staff member or whether it's you. So I think all of us really feel very, very passionate about what we do, and we're here to serve you.
Okay, I also went to Cal U in '84. I guess one of the things that makes me tick is commencement. Because back when I graduated December of '84, we didn't have commencement. So what I had is I went in office, I showed a transcript, the administrative assistant went through a box, she picked up a degree, and she said, "Here." What? She goes, "Congratulations." That was it. So now I get to kind of relive by coming back and seeing all of you, get to know you for 4 years, going to all these events, seeing you in our magazine, seeing the videos that Greg does and all the great staff I do, and I get to see you on commencement time and time again. And that's really a big motivator for me. And then when you come back, tell me how great you're doing out in the world, that as well. So it's the students, because I've had some corporate success, so that's my goal, is to see you at commencement.
I am a 3-time grad of Cal U, and I'm a local person, so I live nearby, so Cal U's always been near and dear to my heart. But the most important thing, I think, for me is the fact that I get rejuvenated all the time because of the students here. I mean, we do provide support services and student affairs, but we kind of get another picture of the students. We get to see you when we're out having fun, at club functions, social functions, whatever it might be. So it's definitely getting to know all the students, to see you when you leave at the end of the semester and you hug everyone goodbye. You come back in the fall, you're all running into one another's arms. I love that. Thanks.
Young man, I have to say, that was a most excellent question. You will go far in life. I've used that on interviews, and it's a great door opener. You get a sense of the community and the environment, so kudos to you. I get to say I'm not a Cal U grad, but I am a product of public higher education and the system, affordable education. I went to Edinburgh, and I have sat exactly where you sat a gazillion years ago. So it is the motivation of knowing that you are making a difference in education, I believe in higher education, making it affordable, and those who want to pursue education should do it and should have the access to it, and finances should not be the barrier. So I've been doing fundraising and engagement, online engagement activities for more than I can care to count. You don't do it without having a passion, and Cal U gives me that passion in knowing that each and every one of you can benefit from something that we can bring to the table within the community and with our alumni. So thank you for asking that question.
Hi, much like Ms. Navoni, I am not a graduate of Cal U, I'm a graduate of the state system, but what does inspire me every day is everybody in this room, from students, my colleagues studying at California University, there's a lot of energy, positive environment, and there's nothing more warm to see young folks starting through as high school seniors, freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and walking across the stage at commencement, waving at your parents, showing your degree. There's a lot of pride in that. I have 3 sons. They've all been through college. And from the parents' side of that, that's something that always brought tears to my eyes when my sons actually graduate from college. So remember that graduation day, your parents have helped you along the way and have put you in this place to be successful. And I thank God every day I come here because this is such a positive environment. And make no mistake, everybody up here and all the staff at this university are here for one thing, and that's for you folks. Thanks.
Not that I wanted to go last, it just ended up that way. I thought we should pass it down that way. But like many of the others up here, I'm an alumna of this great institution as well, and probably the most senior up here in many ways, but we won't go into that. But having said that, I had 2 daughters who also went to this university, and many family members as well. It's a great institution, and through the years, the value of the diploma that you all are going to earn, as well as all of us, has just gained in value over the years. And I have the opportunity of being able to get up each morning and come to a place that, yes, it is called perfect, it really isn't, because there's such wonderful people here. And I think you've heard everyone say that. So when you can wake up and enjoy coming to work because of the individuals you're going to work with, and more importantly, have students like you and all the others who've been here before you and those who are going to come after you, it is really great. And then, when we get to hear those wonderful stories of our alumni from this university, when we hear and see how successful they were, having gone to a state system school, and now they are CEOs, presidents, entrepreneurs, owning their own companies here, and then they want to come back and share their experiences where it all started here, that really makes all of us feel good about this institution that we work in. And we want to do everything and more to help you all be as successful as those students who were here before you all. So that's what makes us want to get up and work in the morning, for all of those things.
Hi, I'm Nate Wilder. I'm a graduating senior here this year, and what attracted me to Cal 4 years ago was that the school itself seems so ahead of the curve, especially in terms of technology and residence life and things like that. And I was wondering what steps are in place to make sure that when managing the deficit and cutting budgets that we don't fall behind.
What was the last thing, what you said?
I just wanted to see what steps were in place to make sure that we don't fall behind in terms of technology and residence life and that sort of thing when managing the budget.
Thank you for that question as well. I'm going to make a couple of comments, and then I'll see if there's any others here who want to address that as well. That's what Cal U, we were founded in 1852, and we've always been about providing the best possible education to our students, and we've always wanted to be cutting edge with the technology, and that's where we've invested a lot of our resources in providing a university campus that is going to be technology rich for our students. We were one of the early schools who offered online instruction, and when we did that, we wanted to make sure we offered niche programs with that. Then, in order to do that, we wanted to make sure that we had a great infrastructure in place so that the students who were doing online learning, as well as the students who were in those face-to-face classrooms, we were going to provide the best kinds of experiences for our students and keep up with technology. As you heard VP Mance say a little earlier, he's responsible for the technology here. So when all of you have a technology fee that you see as a part of your bill, we're making sure that those technology dollars are invested back into the infrastructure of the university to make your learning experiences here great. And we have no plans to ever move away from doing those things. We want to remain cutting edge. That's why when we hear from you all, and I think you heard VP Butzing saying our students are selecting us as a first choice. And in order for students to want to still and always accept us as a first choice, we have to be cutting edge. I don't know if anyone else wants to add.
I would just add that this summer we just completed a 2-year phase-in of the smart classrooms on our campus. We upgraded all of the general classrooms on our campus, which is about 70 classrooms with the newest technology at various levels of technology. And that investment was about $7 million so that we could bring us ahead of the curve, as you indicated.
I would mention two other things as well. One is the multi-million-dollar conversion from our antiquated student information system to the banner system. Academic affairs and a lot of areas, including particularly the University Tech Services, were involved in this. And there's still pieces of it that are still coming online. You'll notice now we have the VIP that we never had before. Hopefully it's a more user-friendly kind of one-stop place for you to see classes, schedule, your bill, your financial aid. Those are things, capabilities that we did not have before. DegreeWorks is the next thing that you're going to see a lot of. You're going to be able to experiment in DegreeWorks and say, if I want to change my major from X to Y, what's that going to mean? What classes are going to transfer? Is it going to take me longer to get done? And DegreeWorks will do that. The other thing I would say, in keeping with our special mission in science and technology, is the new program we're rolling out for fall 13. That's the Bachelor of Science in Mechatronic Engineering Technology, where we'll be teaching students in a variety of disciplines like electronics, computer control, robotics, to meet the growing need for these kinds of folks out in the industry. So we're really excited about that as a technology and intensive program, and we're really excited to be having it starting in fall 13.
You asked about what we're doing to maintain that technology. My colleagues mentioned some of the things we have done. We're also looking at the future at technologies like virtual desktop, cloud computing. And I don't know if all you students know this, but you have access also to the Pittsburgh Technology Council. There's a wealth of information out there, career information, technology solutions, workshops, all kinds of different technology opportunities in the Pittsburgh area for you to, as well. As a university, as a student, you have access to those services. We're also looking, you also have access to Sophos antivirus for your desktop, which is free, anyone going to school here. We're also looking at an Adobe campus-wide agreement, which will give you access to all the entire Adobe suite. We're looking at, I mentioned virtual desktop. We have done the Wi-Fi, campus Wi-Fi. We're the only school in the system that has 100% coverage of Wi-Fi on campus. The smart classrooms they talked about, the banner, student information system with the portal. Those are all real nice technology advancement. We're also staying engaged through CIO groups throughout the city and throughout the country, actually, and look at what emerging technologies we have available to us, how they're being applied in technology. And we'd also like to engage as many students as possible as we work through those new solutions, those emerging technologies, give folks access to those as well. So we're doing a lot of things, we're building a strategic plan for what technology we're going to implement, how we're going to do it, how we're going to fund it, and all those things. So we're always looking at those. I came out of industry, so I'm really engaged in strategic initiatives from a technology standpoint. It doesn't do us any good to just stay where we are. We always have to be looking at new things, how we can engage you, how we can provide state-of-the-art now tool sets for you to be successful when you graduate from university. So that's our goal in technology services as well.
Is there any benefit that you found in the linked classrooms? And what do you think the benefit is? Chelsea was saying that she's watched her own classroom twice this semester with the linked classroom.
And Larry, I really couldn't understand what your question was. If you could say it again, please.
I have no voice, but I'm going to try. I'm in linked classrooms. I had 2 last semester, 1 this semester, and I have not really found a benefit from it. And I was wondering if the universities found a benefit from it.
Well, the linked classrooms were offered in the spring, and we liked them so much we didn't offer any in the fall. So if you're in a linked classroom now, I'd like to see you afterwards so we can get that straightened out, because we absolutely took all the linked courses, we broke them up. So there won't be any more linked courses from, if you're in Keystone and another room in Keystone, they won't be linked in. Oh, okay, all right. Now South Point is a different animal again, we've got some folks out there that find that as a convenient location, and I know like the business department has been doing some courses back and forth from there for years. Again, there are challenges. When I was a faculty member here, we had a distance program, and we still do, with Clarion University doing athletic training. So I would teach those classes and broadcast them live to the Clarion students. And so I'm very familiar with what those challenges are. And again, it's just one of those things, if you want to have that kind of operation, those are the sort of the obstacles you have to overcome to have a program of that nature.
Hi, my name is Jasmine. My question is related to technology too. What are you guys doing to prepare the professors to deal with the different types of technology that you have, like the smartboards and LinkedIn? Because I feel like a lot of times I have professors who don't even know how to work the technology in the classroom, so it becomes an inconvenience for students because they're spending a lot of time learning, okay, well, how do I work this? They have to call the tech in, things like that.
Thank you for that question. We do have a plan in place that's operating. We have the Teaching and Learning Center that's housed in the Keystone Ed Building, headed by Dr. Joe Zisk. He's our educational technology guru, if you will. And we've offered training for the faculty beginning in this summer. As soon as we really had a couple of as soon as we had a couple of smart classrooms ready, we began that training and offered it on a volunteer type basis. We also have, Dr. Zisk has made tutorial videos that the faculty can go ahead and go online if they forget something that they learned in the training. So we have the resources out there for faculty so that they don't have as much trouble. Admittedly, it's a new system, and really many of them are for the first time putting their training to work this semester. But I noticed one thing that, we love technology, we upgraded the rooms, but we even had some difficulties. There's going to be some little difficulties here and there as we finish working the bugs out in some of the rooms. But by and large, we have a good training program in place faculty can take advantage of so that they can interact in those rooms appropriately.
Hi, I'm an education major and I have been one for the past 3 years. And a lot of the issues I've seen with other education majors is when it comes time for field experiences and observations and things like that, like within the second year, a lot of students have trouble with transportation. And when the attitude that I've seen towards those students that have trouble with transportation is it's pretty much you're on your own and you have to figure it out, or there's bus services, but the bus services don't really help with the class schedules that we have, things like that. So I was just wondering if there's any type of program that can be implemented or any type of scholarship for those students that need funding for transportation to their student teaching and field experiences and observations.
Yeah, that's a difficult one for me. I know around here, public transportation is non-existent, unfortunately. And that's the nature of our location, unfortunately. Although, there's a little bit, but nothing like we would be accustomed to. I'd ask you, though, to take those concerns to the College of Ed, and our person there is Deborah Grubb. She's in charge of field placement. I'd like to maybe suggest a meeting with you and her, and maybe set up Cindy and Burton, see what we can do to help you out.
Okay. Oh, there's another question. Maybe we'll take one more question, because as we see students leaving, we know there's class where you want to have an opportunity to have lunch before you go to your next class. I just want to make this comment that we'll take one or more than two questions. And to say, first of all, thank you for your very thoughtful questions that you've asked of us today. And when I wanted to do this student convocation, I wanted to have a different field, because it's more important for us to hear from you what your thoughts are and how we can better assist you with some of the things that we are doing. So we chose this format. As a result of this, I think this is something I would like to see continue. So in the spring semester, we're going to use the same format when we have the student convocation again. So what I would do is, I'm asking you to attend again and encourage your friends as well, because this group here really appreciates hearing from you. We want to be able to tell you what you need to, what you want to hear, rather than us always up here telling you what we think you want to hear. So I think this has been a very useful time, and some of the questions have been a little challenging for us, but now we can take that back And in cabinet, we can address these issues, and particularly your issues that you just raised. We need to hear this information, so this has been very helpful to me and to cabinet today. We'll take 2 other questions, and some of you may want to leave and you're staying. I think you can be here until the end.
Jeter Sloan, is there any efforts being made by the administration to better the relationship of the students and the actual borough of California?
What an excellent question. That is one, I understand, and we are going to do everything and more that we can to address that issue. That's been a concern always. Not the only, and I know in many college towns there are those town gown issues, but there is certainly a way that we can improve upon what this relationship is, and that is one goal. And I've talked in my office, Dee Staley here, she and I have had much conversation about that as well. So I'm glad that you raised that question. It will give me even more reason to look further into that. Thank you for the question.
President Jones, if I may add, if there are specific concerns within the community that you're having, if you get to our student affairs office, that we could have a dialogue with the mayor, Mr. Calprat, as well as the chief of police with student conduct to include Dr. Bernardi, and we work with Norman Hasbro, who's the special assistant to the president, that we take concerns in the community also, so we'll be glad to.
And when you say that, I'm just thinking you're about to see how that really comes about. I'm not promising this just yet, but for the spring convocation, maybe we invite the town, maybe we invite the mayor to address some of those questions and concerns that we have. Maybe hearing it in front of you all.
One last question.
I know Shay Bronner, I'm the Student Activities Board President, and my question to you all is, with the addition of the Convocation Center to campus and the Student Center being open later, what all were you looking to do as far as late night programs and major events that are geared toward the student population?
I hear someone ready to clap. And then they didn't hear anyone else clapping, so they decided not to. The Convocation Center is here. We're beginning to do some programming here. The Convocation Center opened in November of 11. And now we're beginning to put programming in there. There are some events that are taking place next week. VP Butsy, I'll ask him to share with you what those are. And then really for fall 13, I know we're in fall 12 now, but many times to get some of the groups that you all would like to have, it's a year into the planning because they have, they're on concert tours and have to get fitted in. And we didn't start that process as early as maybe we should have. But that is our goal, to bring programming in here for our students. So we're working very hard at that. And I'm going to ask VP Butsy to tell you some of the things that are getting ready to happen.
Okay, as President Jones said, it takes about a year when you open a venue till you really start getting going. And we didn't do that here in the former administration. We waited until it was open and then did it. But there's about 30 different active conversations right now for different contracts. But the things that we actually have confirmed is on October 9th, we have a magician who's coming, free to everybody. Really good show. It's geared to most of his work is geared to students. And what he'll do during the day, he's going to come around and meet with different student groups and make maybe a few people look a little foolish, and then share videos before he does his main act that night. So make sure you go to that one. We also then, on the 12th of October, have the Chicago Comedy All-Stars. These are 4 people that are at top of the clubs in Chicago. They're going to be coming here as well on their tour. We did that. And student tickets are going to be $5. So that's one of the things we're looking at, is how much affordable entertainment we can bring in here. So those are the 2 that are just coming up around the corner. There's a pitch right now to a national TV star comedian, and we're hoping to, if it fits into his filming schedule, that he'll be swinging by here. As well as in November, we have about 2 or 3 that, we're ironing out some details. So you'll see the activity picking up. Of that 30 that they're talking to right now, our booking company, some are in the spring and some are next fall. So that's literally, when they're filling in the schedule to do that. So, and it's a variety. Some will be more community-based, and some will be more student-based. That's just where we are. I would encourage, though, when we do have these events, especially the free ones and stuff, get the students to turn out. Because one of the things they look at on the booking side is if we don't get a student turnout, they're not real happy to send other groups. And I'll give you one example. I know we had Denora Music here for that first weekend we were here. They did a free concert outside. Denora Music is on the Rostam Records label, and they just came back from South by Southwest. They were out playing around a tour. And for whatever reason, we didn't have a lot of students that showed up. But they were doing a TV filming documentary that night, which I don't think they got enough footage to use. The other people on Rostam Records are Mac Miller, Wiz Khalifa, and those guys. So they pretty much all know right now this may not be a place, that they would be looking at in general for that. So we have to go back and resell them that this is a good place. So we'll be working on, we have a professional booking company, and we're going to be laying in as many events as we can make successful, and once again, be affordable to the students, because that's one of the keys. I mean, if I throw a big name out there and say, wouldn't it be great? He goes, yeah, that would be great. Okay, it's only $145. Then it starts to change, right? But I think come out next week and start getting the ball rolling.
Thank you for your participation. Thank you.